Hey everyone, and welcome to KMack's World. It is your girl KMack. I'm bringing you a dose of entertainment, music, and worldly news. It is Thursday. It is November the 18th. Well, this session today is going to be on no other than the late rapper Young Dolph, who was murdered yesterday at the age of 36. We will go in more on this when we come right back. All right, guys, it's so sad to hear another great rapper gone too soon, another black young rapper gone too soon. It's becoming a common thing now. It's just definitely getting, a little bit ridiculous. So rapper Young Dolph, he was shot and killed in his own hometown in Memphis, Tennessee yesterday afternoon. Now, the owner of the bakery Makita's Butter Cookies stated that his employees said Young Dolph walked into the store to buy some cookies. Someone then drove up and shot and killed him inside of the bakery. So it happened yesterday. I'm just still kind of a little bit in shock. Once again, it's one of those things. One day you're here, one day you're not here again. It's just mind blowing that, to die at the hands of another, whether it's envy, it's, jealousy, who knows what the motive it was behind this, but I know he was a successful independent label, meaning all his albums went toward him. So it's just one of those things where it's just crazy. It's just, something that you don't imagine what happened. And it happens. So in the hours after the shooting, social media, they spreaded rumors very quickly that began to spread of the shooting connected to other Memphis rappers. To be exact, rapper Yo Gotti and Black Youngster. Now, in the past, they had well-known beefs with Young Dolph. Everyone thought Yo Gotti's restaurant had got shot up and Black Youngster's granny's house got shot up. Those were rumors. Now, they did have a ton of police at both of those locations in Memphis, but there was no shootings at either location. So that's just one of those other things too. When something happens, when someone dies, and there are enemies that who we at this moment don't know who exactly shot Young Dolph, but when you do have enemies or had beef, with others, long time beefs, of course everyone's going to automatically insinuate, okay, was it Yo Gotti? Was it Black Youngster? He had beefs with them in the past. What is it? So I get why they said that, but those were all rumors. So now yesterday, the Memphis City Councilman J.B. Smiley and Tennessee State Rep London Lamar, yesterday they called for a curfew after Young Dolph's shooting. That makes sense because, a murder happens, I'm sure Dolph has people there, family, friends, loved ones, who knows? They're scared of a retaliation. They don't want, anyone getting killed in the crossfire of this, more lives to end. So that was a good call on the councilman, that I think that they did that. So now the backstory on Young Dolph, just in case you didn't know, he was born in Chicago and he moved to Memphis as a baby. So basically he was Memphis to the heart. He launched his career with a series of mixtapes starting in 2008. So he, I was definitely familiar with Young Dolph. He actually was a pretty dope rapper. His well-known song was Preach. So if you hadn't heard that, check out that in some of his mixtapes. But he was a pretty dope, rapper, I believe. I think I liked his music. So now back in February of 2017 in Charlotte, North Carolina, a suspect fired 100 rounds at his bulletproof SUV. He wasn't in there, but it was bulletproof. So Yo Gotti's associate Black Youngster was one of the three men who was consequently surrendered for alleged involvement in that shooting. Now, later that same year, Dolph was injured after a suspect shot him multiple times outside of a Hollywood hotel in LA. The rumor sparked Gotti was behind that as well. So that's how this field is kind of going, why everybody insinuated, they're about to shoot up Gotti's restaurant. They're about to shoot up Black Youngster's granny because of this long going beef that has happened between all of them. So he survived the 100-round SUV. He wasn't in there. He surrounded multiple shootings and shots in 2017, but now he succumbed. He did not make it, at this time, unfortunately. So, it's just sad, and it's what's crazy and what's becoming more and more common. I think it was Boosie who had something. There was a video going around yesterday about little Boosie saying, you are getting killed in your own neighborhood. Memphis, he grew up there. Who else was it? XXX, he got killed in Florida, born and raised in Florida. The list just goes on. Mo 3 killed in, what was that? Was he in Texas? He's from Texas, I believe. So, it's just, and then Nipsey, we know Nipsey Hussle, he got born and raised and killed, in his neck of the woods. So it's just crazy. You're born there and you get killed there. It's just unbelievably sad. And it's usually someone who, it's like I looked at a video that Young Dolph did the other day, and he said, I can be in the 3rd grade class with somebody else. We have the same opportunities. We're in the same classroom, and I can get hated on because I'm prospering more than someone else when we have the same opportunities, So it's that hating mechanism that goes on, very successful. Prayer that they do find out who does it, but I definitely think it's the motive of them being haters and them, just definitely being, jealous because he was prospering. He had money. He was rich. He was always helping others. I remember, was it a year or two ago, he had gave someone a $400,000 Lambo, just was always giving. So that was just who he was. It's just sad to hear that just mind blowing that he really is not here with us today, that he is gone. So, even as a matter of fact, they said that yesterday he was in Memphis because he was due for his annual turkey drive yesterday. He did an annual turkey drive every year. And that's why he was predominantly in Memphis. He predominantly lived in Georgia, but he was there in Memphis for the turkey drive, and from what I'm hearing, he stopped at the cookie bakery all the time. But I think in this case they said something about his mom wanted some cookies, whether it was him or his mom. That's just crazy that he's trying to help the community and be a good person, be a giver and be a cheerful giver, and this is what happens to him, unfortunately. So just terribly sad. Now, police today did release photos of the suspects to be involved in the murder of Young Dolph. It was 2 suspects. They also released a photo of a white car that may be linked into it. It looks like it's a 2-door Mercedes. So so hopefully someone will recognize this. Hopefully more evidence comes to play because they need to pay. Whoever it is needs to pay. Most definitely so. Now, one man was actually shot outside of Dolph's memorial as well, and 3 people were detained. So that's crazy. You guys are going to a memorial for Young Dolph right outside of the bakery, and someone opens fire. But like I said, the good thing about that is they do have 3 suspects. It's just like, when will it end? And when the shooting started, then everyone started running out of the crowd. So, but the good news is the young man is not in critical condition, no life-threatening issues. So that is the good news. Now, fast forwarding a few hours ago, it was announced that rapper Soulja Boy is temporarily being pulled from the Millennium Tour following Dolph's death. And that's the tour with Omarion and B2K and Pretty Ricky and etc. So this weekend's tour included stops in St. Louis and in Memphis. Memphis was actually Sunday, to be exact. Now, this is for the safety of the attendees, which I agree 100% with. For their safety, who can predict what can happen? So that was a good decision that the event players made to take him off of that roster. Now, this could come because a week ago, before Dolph's death, Big Soulja called out Dolph on social media, claiming he was independent and making 100,000 K per show. Soulja said he was lying and that was cap. He put that under another blogging site. Then rapper Key Glock, who is, by the way, Young Dolph's cousin, started IMing him, and from there he went live. Soulja went live and was talking about Dolph and Key Glock and, you know, their whole entourage. And then that's where that kind of happened. This was just only 6 days ago this happened. So I believe that's why it's getting pulled. And the crazy part is Soulja Boy is becoming to be reckless. He got into it with rapper Trouble on Twitter because Soulja Boy made a new song, I believe, a new single, and said something about "Have You Stretched Out," released yesterday. Trouble took to Twitter thinking that was coincidental, that, okay, you're making this song after my dude Young Dolph was murdered. Soulja's response is, I've been made this song, but it was released yesterday. So that kind of looked weird. They're going back and forth. So it's crazy. And then the whole thing about the Millennium Tour. Oh, and then he told Trouble, you keep it up, you'll be laid out, like you'll be next. You'll be laid out. That was insensitive, and that was kind of suspect. Why would you come back to somebody's friend that was just murdered yesterday and say that you can be next? That ain't right, Big Soulja. That ain't right. And like Trouble said, I don't know if you on that white girl, I don't know what you on, but you better go on somewhere. This ain't the time to be playing around with people. People are hurting right now and frustrated. So this isn't the time to, whether you are capping or not, this is not the time to be threatening people. So he's going on about that, and he even said at the Millennium Tour, oh, they cancel me. Soulja Boy said, oh, I'm still getting paid. It ain't my fault that, you know, because he died. It ain't my fault. I'm still getting paid. What that got to do with him dying? What that got to do with me? It just ain't the right time, Soulja. It just ain't the right time. It ain't. So just praying for this family at this time. Young Dolph's his longtime girlfriend just took to Twitter, literally to Instagram about 2 hours ago, posting her kids. Dolph and her had 2 children together, saying how is she going to break this to her kids. So I'm assuming they don't even know they're young kids. You know, that's one of the saddest things about it. The black men, they won't get old, and these kids won't be able to have their dad by their side to see them grow up. That's the frustrating part about all of this. The kids are damaged by this. The children's mother, because they have to raise these kids alone. You know, when will all this stop? When will it matter? You know, when will it stop? And I'm sure this news is going to develop more and more, and I'm sure we're going to hear more and more about somebody else getting hurt, because that's just the cycle, right? We'll be right back here, and I'll be saying prayers to whoever's next, because it's a cycle that's just continuing to go on and on and on. But definitely keeping those babies in the prayer, definitely praying for his family, his lady at this time. So just you know, keep them all in your thoughts and prayers. We love you, Young Dolph. We will miss you, and just praying that this stops and that the killers are, you know, definitely prosecuted, and hopefully they are found. So, well, that's right, guys. But before I go, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share my content. You guys are always appreciated. I appreciate you guys. But until next time, it is your girl K-Mac with K-Mack's World signing off. You guys be easy. Bye-bye.
Told her I see you around. Dog just skipped town with 200,000. Dog just pulled an 8 in a 2-liter pop. They say Dolph addicted to the streets just like his pops. Addicted to hustling, can't stop.